shot. What do you think as the guys coming in, or you just treat it kind of the way you would in a shootout?
Yeah, I don't think it's anything too crazy. I think he did a pretty good move. He got me to bite and kind of tried to stay with it and worked out. So I don't think it's anything too different than what we had against Seattle.
Obviously, that time goal was a pretty bad bounce. So how much you know about that? But how do you feel about the way the team responded so quickly? It's not back ahead.
I think overall tonight we were responding well. It was kind of almost slower paced game. I think we were creating, but still they kind of tried to slow our play down. So I feel like we stuck with it, and especially kind of after that tying goal, we didn't give them much and started to kind of create more. So overall I think we played really good tonight.
What is your strategy when it comes to shootout? Besides stopping the clock, of course.
I don't think there's anything, too crazy. Just try to stop the puck, try to stay with it, and just try to start from a good spot, and then just find your post, find your net, and it's just all about the read. It's kind of hard to explain, but it's not too complicated in there.
Did you frustrate him a little though? I mean, it almost seemed like he was waiting for you to do something, and you just outweighted.
Yeah, and I think just being a little bit taller goalie, just trying to make most out of that, take bottom the net away, and when he goes either way, you just try to stay with the system.
When that puck came across, did it just accidentally hit your stick, or were you trying to block the pass coming across?
I was trying to block the pass, so we kind of made a nice play there, for the goal there. So it's unlucky. I tipped it and it goes off his skate, so I don't think it's just bad bounce, and as I said, we handled it well tonight.
You guys reached 100 points tonight with the win. It's the first time this team organization has done that since 2010. Obviously, that's a long time. Does that mean anything to you guys?
Yeah, it means that we're doing stuff right. It means that our way of playing is working. The work we do every day is working. There's a lot of people in this room who have been here for a long time, and I think it just kind of getting that little reward of all the work we have put in.
You told me you were excited for this start. You hadn't had a back-to-back start since January, so you got the opportunity to do it, and it looked like you felt good right off the bat.
Yeah, as I said, we played really good as a team tonight. We didn't give much. We were blocking shots. We were sticking up for each other, and yeah, it just felt good being in a net. It has been feeling that way for a little bit now. So it's just fun to play hockey.
What do you think of that shift for now? Go ahead and play a couple of nights back, get back in the zone, and then still have the legs.
I wasn't watching that closely. It will go right to his head. No, he played well tonight. I think he's been playing really good hockey. He's been a big part of the team, on the ice, off the ice. So, I think just overall, he played really good tonight and a big part of the team.
When you get there behind the net, you found a passing lane for him to hit, but a great play. Just talk about the play altogether and the play that he made to you.
Yeah, I think obviously a good play by Tom to get it out early, getting to the zone. You could tell that shift, he had his legs and he was feeling it. He had a lot of speed there, doing this thing, what he usually does, taking away, and kind of had a feeling that he was going to throw it in there and have to be in the right spot right now.
When they tied it a couple minutes before your goal, that can be very deflating for a team. But Josh just said you guys don't blink. Did it take a certain moment or game for that to happen? When did you guys kind of adapt that?
It's been throughout the year. We've been in a lot of situations this year. We were tied 2-2 or down 2-1, and as a group, we know we can score, and we just continue to stick with it, play our game, and good things happen, and that I did that.
Did team scores the goal after Carrick goes off the ice after the fight with Rogers Lane? Was that the response your team wanted to make after Carrick was injured in that fight?
Yeah, that was really big step up by Ricky there. Obviously, we look after each other, and he did that there. That was a massive fight on the bench. All the guys are saying we want to win this game for him. It was a big momentum builder. I feel for him after that. He put his heart and soul into this team right away. And sucks to see him get injured like that. But we want to do that for him, and we're going to continue to do that.
Now, Rogers Lane was a bit of a problem starter tonight. The hit on Josh Norris late in the second period. Did you see it? And were you surprised it was a penalty?
I actually didn't see it, but I mean, it's in the numbers. We don't want those hits, and like you said, we were trying
Hey, for a guy, who's been all the things you went through.
Yeah. It's awesome. It feels good to see that hunter down there. It's been a lot of work, obviously. A lot of ups and downs. We still got a lot of work to go here. But that feels good with that hunter. I think it's going to be a season out there in the last few games.
Obviously, you want the special teams to win the hockey game, and especially on the power play. Your power play has been kind of in the middle of the league. It's not at the bottom; it's in the middle. But it had to feel good to see the power play come through to help win your hockey game.
Yeah, the power play is going to be huge for us going forward, and I think we've got better each and every game throughout the end of it, and we need to continue that momentum. In the playoffs, special teams usually wins a lot of games, and if we can continue to get that better and get that going, which I think they are definitely, and it's going to be good for us going forward.
Good. A couple big goals, a big goal from Cody and a big goal from Palmer, and Ricky was great too.
You didn't have a great view. What do you think of the
I haven't seen it. I don't know. My face just went into that. I don't remember.
Do you think you should have penalized for that play?
I don't know. I haven't seen it.
What do you think of his thoughts and care?
Yeah, I feel terrible for Ricky. I mean, yeah, he didn't have to do that, and that's just the type of guy he is and the type of teammate. And I really appreciate that for him. And yeah, just feel for a guy. Hopefully, it's not too bad. It looked pretty serious, but yeah, I just hope he's all right. That was yeah, just sucks.
It really sounded like a broken record, but looking at the end stops the penalty shot and makes some good saves. It seems like you got another great game.
Yeah, it's Greg Wall back there. He's always 10% breaks down for us. The whole year has been really nice. They've been unbelievable back there, and we just feel so comfortable.
Clearly, this was a very emotional meeting. When you score the game-tying goal, obviously it's fluky. But what does it say for your team? The resilience that you guys were able to retake a couple minutes later, and then obviously see the goal.
Yeah, we didn't get flustered. We've been like that the whole year. So it happens. Who cares? Move on. And stuff's gonna happen, especially late in the year. Games are tight. Mistakes happen. Weird bounces happen. But it's all good. You can respond and get back to your game and yeah, just deal with what's in your control. And you go from there.
You've made some tweaks on the power play that obviously have worked. It seems like Tate is almost moving around. It seems like other teams might be losing.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know how to say that. I think it's a fair assessment. Yeah, it's we're probably not to a few at a time. Talk about team.
What did you think about the first power play? You get the confidence. Clean has a lot of open ice. Just the way he accelerated down the slot there, took advantage of it.
Yeah, really skilled play. It's a goal scorer's goal. I think most people would call that. Just yeah, really skilled play and big goal for us at the time. Yeah, I think he's been awesome for us. Just a workhorse out there, and tries to do everything right. And yeah, just a guy that's been reliable for us and made it nice.
You set Tage up for that goal, and does it still catch you right away the way he's able to get that?
The second period where we made some mistakes, and obviously we got a big save out of our goaltender and the penalty shot. Third period of that, we were controlling it. They got a little bit of a lucky bounce for a tying goal, but then we came right back and got the winner.
Your team gets the goal after Sam Carrick goes off the ice following the fight late. Is that the response your team wanted to make after losing the Chicago on the front line?
Yeah, I mean, you look at what Carrick's done for us. I don't think I can say it enough about him stepping in. His father scored goals. He's been a big part of our team, and for him to challenge a guy that hit Norris from behind. I just hate to lose him. But I think the team rallied around that a little bit, seeing him go off, and it was great to get rid of him.
Undersleeve, was that, Tim Carrick, was that a left arm injury? And you were talking about
Yeah, it was a left arm injury. It'll be evaluated, and we'll see tomorrow exactly what that is.
Yeah, that bad mouth go against you for tying goal late in third, where you made the way all season, but tonight the team responds to bad luck.
Yeah, it was a tight game again. The game that you have to be willing to, make the right plays at the right time. I thought we could have probably done a better job getting back for that puck, which wouldn't have allowed them that opportunity. I haven't looked at it a second time yet, but it appeared that was the case to me. But the response, I thought great play by Tuck. Driving wide, going around the net, getting that puck to Krebs, and then Peyton putting that in the back of the net.
2 power play goals. Norris gets assists on both of them. What did you feel about this game as he finally gets on the score sheet?
Yeah, I think ever since we've kind of moved that power play over to the other side and operated off of that side, it's still opened up tighter opportunities for Tomer. The downhill goal by Quinney was a good goal. There's just different places that Thompson can get to, and I thought he got to a good spot. You put him in a spot like that with his wrist shot, he's as good as it comes in scoring. So I thought our power play looked good.
What about Norris, though, getting on the switch twice with the assists?
Yeah, well, part of that is being on that side of the ice, on the power play. When you operate from that side, you've got 2 righties and Quinn and Thompson that are open. I thought he skated well. He took a couple tough hits in the game. But end of the night was a big part of the reason we won.
Undersleeve's hit on Josh Norris. Were you surprised it wasn't penalized?
Initially, it took a hard look at it in between periods. He caught a little piece of that curved piece of plexiglass that was there, and I think if he doesn't catch that, he wouldn't have been cut. But was it vicious? No. Was the guy hitting the numbers? Yes. Could have been a penalty. I'd say yes to. A major? Probably not.
Lindy, you got 46 wins. I mean, how much was this game again? Another game you guys were comfortable being uncomfortable and found a way.
I think it's important that you got to grind through games. The experience of going through a segment of games like this and then leading up to the playoffs, you'd like it to be hard, and I think every game has been hard. You can live on every puck play. You can hate some bad plays. You can love some great plays. You have to have a lot of discipline to do the right thing at the right time. And I think all year long our team